How come that happened to arrive to those grooves so unknown to ourselves even?
That's what the facets are for. You know, we create our illusion or our perception of the world, no? Our window of perception. And many things are not conscious. They're habits, they're things that transpired, that we've blocked, or that we thought were insignificant. But they're creating our perception of the world. That's why all humans are so unique and different. Because we all have many different experiences. And some of those experiences are extremely painful. And we block them completely. And other experiences, which aren't so traumatic apparently, impact us a lot. Because children are extremely sensitive. And they also have this tendency to think that everything is their fault. Okay, so you start to see things, and because of those unconscious things, you start to perceive why you are as you are, why you have these fears, why you don't trust. And all of this comes to the surface. You know, it's like what you learn in the first portal. It's like your life's a swimming pool. And at the bottom, there's a lot of stuff, but it's just sitting there, no? And then we start to stir it all up so we can filter it out. And all these things come up. And sometimes they're painful, but they give us clarity of why I am like I am. And then we heal. And this happens very quickly because the facets create that. They start to elevate the consciousness, and all the density starts to come to the surface. And then we can clean it, and our perception of ourselves and the world starts to change. You know, people that want to evolve have to have the courage to go deep and have to have the intelligence to be self-observing. You must observe yourself and take responsibility. And the only way to do that, to change, is to go deep inside and to be present in the moment. Most humans blame the outside. 99% or more. Not many people take responsibility to transform. It's very few people. And these are the highly intelligent people, because they know there's something more. I'm not talking about intellectually. I'm talking about intelligence. You know? And you're doing that. You're transforming. And it's great. Great. Because once you see it, you can let it go. Oh, that's why I do that. Oh, why? That's why I have that feeling. Oh, this is why I have that fear. Okay, I can let it go now, because I'm not that. It's just something that happened. You know, and we block a lot of stuff. And something has come as a big surprise. And other things, there's this subtle awareness, but we're not clear what it is. And it's not always something big. But it's big for us. Big for us. So great. Good, good, good.
Can you tell me, please, how to understand the purpose, the meaning of why are we here in life? Often happens for me, as is defined by my profession, my doing, and you present yourself like the lawyer, the doctor, no, she's an actress. So we are more than that, more than what we do, but it's hard to understand what is the purpose.
You're none of those things. They're just aspects of your personality. And you know, the most comical thing is we spend our whole lives saying, why? Why are we here? What is for? And the beautiful thing is that when we discover the truth, there is no porqué. It just is. It's just to enjoy, to create, to have a human experience, to discover ourselves in a million different ways, to evolve, to become more love. But in reality, there's no grand plan, because you're already that which you seek, but you can't see it. And that's the truth. But you have to go deep, and you have to let go of judgments with yourself, with the world, and you have to stop defining yourself through your achievements and what you do, or where you're from, or your social standing, or your religion, or whatever it is that defines your ego and makes you feel important. Because once you can let go of all that, you start to find internal unity. And you start to see that we're all the same. All love, all God, all evolution, all just playing a different role in this human experience. So ultimately we're all actresses. Yeah, because we're playing a role. But it's not who we are. We're much, much more than that. So the more we open, and the more we say yes, and the more we go in, and the more we transform, we start to identify with our true selves. And then the fear starts to leave. So it's interesting, no? Because we're always taught what we're going to be and what you're going to do. And we have everything planned, but we don't know who we are. We think we're our career, our family, our sex, our whatever. But it's all on the surface, and it can all change at any moment.
Can you talk a bit about the profound desire that we all have of loving ourselves?
You know, when I discovered consciousness, like deeply, there was nothing I wouldn't do to expand that. It was my love. I fell in love with my consciousness, and I couldn't be separated from that. I didn't know at that point that it wasn't some fragile thing that could just disappear. I didn't realize it was who I was. And the more I focused on it, and the more it grew, and the more fulfilling it was, and magical it was, I realized that's what I had always been looking for. But I was looking out here. Once you get to that point, there's nothing that can replace that. And also there's nothing that you do that could possibly damage it because it's like so precious. I stopped everything that was against my consciousness. But naturally, I didn't decide, I'm going to give up this and I'm going to give up that and I'm going to... It was just a constant yes for me. And for when I look back over my life, I had a constant no. I was always abandoning myself, always compromising, always hurting myself. I didn't know because it was habitual, like most humans. Staying in situations, suffering, worrying, abandoning themselves, addictions, whatever. We've all got a list. Some lists are more interesting than the others, but there's still a list. Yeah. But once you find that, that's real. It's real.
Can you explain, please, about being constant? I always leave half things and then...
I think the commitment to do your best brings you such a joy. When you decide to do it 100%. But not goal-orientated. Because when you've goal-orientated and you don't see that transpiring, you sabotage. It's not good enough. I'll never get there. Oh, I can't do it. But if you want to do something, you move into action. And in each moment, you do it 100%. But from a place of love, from a place of self-discovery, not with a mindset goal, because it needs to look like that, because it might change direction. It might go in a completely new path, something much better. So we need to have the capacity to flow. And there's a fear of not being good enough. So we set unattainable goals and we don't do the mastery. If you want something a lot, it's an art of mastery. You might have a natural talent for the piano, but in order to be a master, you have to practice. It's about focus in anything, or you abandon. So do it from a place of joy and self-discovery, and do your best in every moment. So you can always say that. I did my best. I gave it everything. And then the outcome's not consequential. It's inconsequential because you're already polishing yourself. So approach things from a different focus. I always give my best in every situation. And it will change. Because how do you feel when you abandon everything? Yeah, because it's just another tool for suffering. Oh, I didn't do it again. I'm a loser. My father was right. Yeah, my brother's so much better. I don't know if you got a brother, but there you go.
Can you talk, please, about how to move through or process the grief the grief, how to go
You know,
through.
there's only one way, and that's to feel. To feel and feel and feel until you embrace that person internally. And the more you do the facets, and the more you feel, you start to find that person inside of you, and you realize that you are that person. You are that person. You are your parents. You are the people you love. And you find this tenderness that's within you and a very strong connection. And then the missing, it leaves. It leaves. Because they're there. It's there. But it's a process. You know, and it's not so easy sometimes. You know, sometimes it's very hard. But with the expansion of consciousness, it's much, much easier. Because when people leave, it's time for you to incorporate a new aspect of yourself. And that's what will happen. Yeah, and sometimes it's painful.
How to be in the present moment, but planning future.
You know, the thing is you have to be clear what you want. And you move into action. The thing is with the universe, it's a mirror. If you're indecisive, everything's indecisive. All the answers are indecisive. The airlines are indecisive. The hotels aren't available. No. But if you're clear, everything opens. This is how it works. So how do I become clear? Because I create in this moment. I get clear about what I want. I move into action. I do what I have to do. And I let go. That's it. And I'm here again. You know, but it's not so rigid. You know, we all have little fantasies and dreams, and we wander over here and wander over there. I'm talking about the suffering. Okay, to not be worrying about the future. To not be beating yourself up about the past. You know, like if you buy a ticket and then a week later there's 2 for 1, you don't do this. It's like, oh well. You understand what I'm saying? Well, it happens, doesn't it? I buy more tickets than the airline. You know, and these things happen. But you can't be like, oh. You understand? Stop suffering. It is what it is. It is what it is. And enjoy yourself. Huh?
Hi. Love is the most important. But can you teach or give us tips to teach us to love ourselves?
My whole system's for that. You know, one of the most important things is the facets. You know, because if you watch your head, there's a lot of criticism, no? A lot of judgment. Oh, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm not enough of this, I'm not enough of that. And the facet, love, creates me my perfection. It has to become your reality. Why? Because it's the truth. It is the absolute truth. And it's the last thing we wish to hear. Because it just can't be true. We think there's something wrong with us. And that facet, you need to be using it all the time. And when you see the judgments and the criticisms, just laugh. And if you do something you don't like, oh, I did that again. Oh, just stop. Oh, well, I'm not going to do it next time. Because you have to remember, we're healing our lives. And we have so many habits that are not the sweetest things, that are not the most loving things. But we have to start by being loving with us and letting them go. Oh, yeah, well, I do that. Oh, well, my mother did that. My father did that. And it doesn't serve me. I'm going to stop. But with that attitude, no? Not the violence. Oh, I did it again. And just be present and appreciate yourself. Look in the mirror. Love creates me in my perfection. Like really work on loving you. Exactly as you are. Exactly as you are. Not seeing what you can fix. If something's to change, change it. Yeah. But be sweet with you. Yeah?
All my life I thought or I wanted or to want a partner and finding the mate of my life, the complicity of it and whatever. But maybe Disneyland damaged me. Disney damaged me. And now I think, and it's hard to let go of that, and now I think, okay, once I love myself, once my consciousness is expanded, I'm not going to want that anymore.
Once you create that, you won't need it. And that's the perfect moment to have it. The moment you don't need it. I don't need someone to complete me. I am complete within myself. And you know why? Because then you have no demand. You're not trying to fill an emptiness with another person. You can just give to that person. You can share with that person. You can hold that person in their greatness. Not be demanding them and taking from them. And if you really loved me, then you do this, this, this and this. Because that doesn't help any relationship. That need. And it's lovely to have a relationship. It's lovely to have someone to share things with. It's part of being human. But you have to come from your own internal fulfillment. This is what Disney forgot to tell you. But don't worry, we've got a new movie for them. And we're going to get that set right. Okay?
How it feels to love self. Which one is the feeling, the sensation?
You're in the moment. You wake up every morning happy. That's it. I wake up every day happy. I love my life. That's it. And I love myself. I don't want to be anyone else. This is who I want to be. And this is always evolving. It's not that I'm like, well, no, I'm enlightened and perfect. I don't have to do anything. It's not like that. There's always a polishing of the human experience. More love, more perfection, more capacity to give. But you love your life. You're not looking for anything. And that is such a freedom. Not to be looking for something. Because that's what makes us suffer. We're always looking for something. Someone to change, somehow to change, something to get, somewhere to go, anything to distract us from us. Simple, huh? You thought it was going to be much more... Yeah, but it's not. Just like when you're a kid, you wake up happy, but with a mature experience.
Come visit our webpage for books, movies, and our wonderful retreat centers. Isha's simple yet powerful system is transforming lives around the world.